Hi guys, we're going to take a look at how you set your club up at the beginning of the season. We're going to take a look at credits, programs, how you set your programs up, how you set up your club dates as they sign up, and how you can get your instructors to register for refresher training at the beginning of the season if you want, and make sure you got your donations active, and if you do a draft to remove the word draft from the instructor menu. All right, let's take a look, starting with credits. So if your club uses credits, then you need to set them up every year. You need to set up the rules, and that's under Tools, Club Admin, Configure Lesson Credits, and then Lesson Credit Rules. Okay, now you can see last year's. You can see what you had, and we're going to set this year's up. And so we're going to give 1 credit, no maximum, 1 credit for an afternoon lesson, no maximum, and 2 credits for an all-day lesson, no maximum. And instructor training, you get 1 credit per training event for a maximum of 2 for the season. And that's it for my credit, so I'm going to save that. We have to make sure that our programs are all set up properly for the students, so we'll go to Tools, Club Admin, and Club Setup this time, and Programs. Okay, so here's all the programs that you've got defined for your club. This tells you what status they're in. So this cannot be hidden, it cannot be seen. Closed and hidden. Closed is they can't register, and hidden they can't be seen. So now maybe we want to turn these on. So I'm going to go into one at a time. So discovery, I like the description. I don't need to put anything in here. And unless you're making changes from last year, you don't need to change these things. Program is visible. Do not include on registration page. I want it included on the registration page. They can unselect if they want. We don't have a maximum number of students. It's not a camp. It's not a race program. It's not a one and done. And my dates. Use the club open and close dates. Nope, I'm going to leave that. I want students to be able to register starting October 1st. And I want instructors, if you allow if you have your club set up such that instructors register for programs, then maybe I want them to be able to register earlier, or leave it blank if you don't. And I don't want any registrations beyond December 31st. First lesson date is January the 4th. And the last lesson date, and then you can change that, of course, if you want, as your season progresses and you see if you have snow. Okay, and there's no lessons on Christmas and Boxing Day. Okay, we offer lessons on every day of the week. And if somebody signs up, I want an email to go to this person. So this is the contact, and the input groups. These are the questions that you ask your student if they sign up for your program. And hovering over will show you if you check snow sport type, then these are the questions that you get. If you check shift preference, then you get those, etc. So you can take a look at these and decide which ones you want. Some very specific ones are schools, and drop in. I mean, look, and race team. You look at these and you decide what questions you want to ask, and then which time slots can the students pick from, and what snow sports are you offering in this program. And this is if they can request specific dates, that's a drop-in program, then you do this. If it's a weekly program, then you wouldn't have that checked. And they can select multiple. They have a maximum. This program, they have a maximum of 3. Basically, go through here and answer your questions. Now, I don't want anybody paying until they're accepted. So, well, it's kind of moot because there is no payment. Okay, I want lessons to be automatically confirmed. You can look through these or go through the video specifically for how to set up a program to go through the rest of these options. Okay, and then you go through this and you set all your programs up. Okay, let's take a look at your basic club settings. Now this is presuming that your club's already been set up. Otherwise, there's a club setup video that you need to watch. Let's go ahead and go to Tools, Club Admin, Club Setup, and Club Configuration, number 4. So I go in here, and presumably none of this, your basic stuff has changed. So what you want to look at is your people may have changed. So mail settings and contacts. So let's go there. And are these still the right roles and the right email addresses? Let's get that in there. So if it's not right, then fill it in. And even if you don't have a position of a volunteer coordinator or finance, make sure you put somebody in there, because these are the addresses that go on to some of the automatic emails that go out. Okay, so take a look at that. And I want to talk a minute about donations, because that's an area that you may not have set. So the donate button, if you want the donate button to be present, then go ahead and turn this on. So if you want the donate button to be at the top, well, on your homepage, you can. If you want it to be at the top for students and instructors and volunteers, some maybe don't want their instructors to get the donate button at the top of the page, then you can do that. And then do you want accept online donations? Yes. And you want to ask for donations on the checkout screen. So you probably want those done. So, okay, there's that. And then of course you got to set up your dates. So July 1st is generic for accepting registration. And then as we saw earlier, in each program, you can specify each program separately. And then definitely this is going to be wrong. So your first would be from last year. So your first lesson date might be 2021. And your last lesson date's probably 2022, right? So get those done. And if you have blackout dates, then put those in there. Okay, and then the last thing is your welcome letters. So if you've changed these, or if you got something specific, right, because this one actually makes reference to COVID, then you want to go ahead and attach new letters. Okay, so that's really all there is in the club setup. It's pretty common at the start of the season that you want to have a pop-up show up when your members register. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Tools, Club Admin, Club Setup, and that's News. Okay, so you can take a look at your news. Maybe it's expired, and if you want to keep the news you have, then you would just roll out your expiry date. So we're going to just do that. So we'll just put that out another year. We're going to use the same message. And then if you have any new news, then you can go ahead and create that. Take a look at the news video for any specific details on how to do news. If you want your instructors or volunteers or whoever to sign up for a refresher course, for example, at the beginning of the year, and so the first thing you would do is you would go and set that up. So under training and event list, you would create a new event, and then you would set your event up. I went and did that. I called it the Rust Off Dust Off. Thank you, Andy Mather, for the cool name. And so I want now all my instructors to register for this at the time that they buy their membership. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Tools, Club Admin, and Club Setup, Club Config, right? We were just there. And now I'm going to go to Instructors, Volunteers, and scroll down to this section here. So it's ask members to register for events during registration. Okay. And if I wanted to put some kind of a language up here to say, this is for all, here, let's just do it. All returning instructors. Okay, and I want it to be for instructors only so that other categories who register are not going to get this. And here's the event that I set up, Rust and Dust Off. And then I click Add Event. And that gives me room to select another. Maybe you can only take 10 instructors per, and you've got different days set up. You can do that. So that's really all there is to it. So now when an instructor goes to register, they're going to get the option to also register at the time for that event. So this isn't really part of your seasonal club setup, but one thing I noticed that's important is that some clubs don't have a general donation campaign set up. So before you can take donations, you have to do that. So just real quick, let's check to see that it's there. So Tools, Fundraiser, Financial Management, Campaigns. Okay, and you're looking for a campaign that has this in this column here, says general donations. If you don't have that, but you have already existing campaigns, then you can click on your general donations campaign, and then this general donations, just make sure that you get that set. If you don't have any campaign set up, then just quickly go in, new campaign, fill in the basic information. You don't need a lot, and flag it as general donations. If you do an annual draft, then you might want to just take the draft option down for now until you get it set up, once your students are registered and you get your plan set up. So Tools, Club Admin, Club Setup, and Club Config again. Scroll down to Portal Settings, and here's your annual draft here. So there wasn't one, so take that out, and then when you do that, then under Instructors, the draft option is gone. Okay, it might be less confusing. So that's about all I can think of for now. If you have any questions, contact me or contact Amy, and we will be happy to help you get your club set up. Thanks for listening.